Brats, TOMSIN has reached out to us. They said, hey, we saw that you have an Oculus Quest 2. We saw that you have a charger, but we have a whole different take on the charging dock. Do you want to check it out? Yes, we do. This is the charge dock for the Oculus Quest 2. Now, unlike the dock that I use, the Anchor over here, this has got just what you're gonna need to charge the headset. Let's open it up. Always have your small, sharp unboxing knife handy whenever you need to open up a box. Boom. And when it's sharp, it is not hard. TOMSIN Tech Incorporated. Get more help. Have questions or issues about TOMSIN products and services? Let us help. It is extremely lightweight. We've got a one-page user manual. It's got your wall mounting. It's got your magnetic charger bits. So this is the nose mount. So that, I guess, is what's gonna hold it up there. So essentially, you can use this laying down, but this is meant to be hung on your wall. You wanna hang your Quest off the wall, and it has the spot for your controllers to drop in. But you know, looking at these, I think it's actually gonna be even more limiting than what I'm using now, because they need to be able to slip down inside. So I mean, I would have to essentially unhook this every time I went to put it away, because it needs to be more like the stock controller with just the string hanging down, and then that would be able to slip in there. I'm not sure I love the fact that it also pushes in your grip button. I mean, it's kind of a minor thing, but when you're putting it in here, it's not like it's got like an easy ramp that just gently slips that in. It kind of, either you end up pushing it in, or you need to hold that in and then push it all the way down. I'm not in love with that too, because I mean, triggers when they're at rest, you don't really want to always be compressing the spring that pushes them out. Now, I don't know what you're thinking about with this when you mount it up at home. I personally would imagine if you want this mounted at home, you want it right within reach, so probably around 5 feet high. I'm a little concerned. You'd have to be close to a power outlet, because you've got about a 5 foot long cable. So make sure it's near a power outlet, unless you're one of those cool people that somehow has outlets up high on the wall. I don't think many houses do, but if you do, hey, you might be in luck. So this would hang on the wall. Boy, this is a little weird. Okay. I'm running into a slight problem because I have an aftermarket nose pad, facial interface, everything. So I'm gonna try to just pull this off and see if this does any better. Okay. Nope. Oh, you know what's actually getting in the way? When this goes to go in, this is pushing. I can't have that there. What am I doing wrong here? It's like it needs to get all the way back here. Oh, wow. That is a tight fit. So that does slide in between your lenses. It is, I would say, I mean, I know this is supposed to hang on the wall and hold it up. It is a frighteningly tight fit getting it in there. I guess you're gonna get used to it after you try it some more and more. Whew. But it's kind of freaky. Let me try and get the facial interface back on before I make any judgments here, because you technically should not ever have to take a facial interface off to put it away. But I mean, in theory, that should go on there. Oof. Oof. I don't feel safe. I just don't feel safe with this hanging off of here. It's not gonna be easy to knock down. I mean, it's on there, but it's wobbly. It's being held on very strong by this piece, which is between the lenses. So it's not gonna easily fall off, but I do wonder, I don't know. The magnet's also helping hold it. It's just not giving me much confidence, to be honest with you. Let me plug this thing in. We'll play around with it some more, but I'm definitely pretty nervous already putting my trust in this thing. You don't give me a power brick. Nobody gives you a power brick anymore. What the fuck? Wen got an extension cord, and it doesn't come with a power brick, and one of the things that's a little tricky about it, it is a USB-C to USB-C cord. So that means if you have a standard power brick that plugs a normal USB-A into it, this isn't gonna work. You need a USB-C. Now, you should have one left over from when you got your Quest. They're probably counting on that, and they think, oh, this is gonna replace that, so you don't need another power brick. I still hate when things don't come with power bricks. Has some cool lighting on the outside, I will give them that. It looks like it's going between green and blue right now with nothing on it. So it's now in and on the charger, and it's showing as green and blue still. I'm not positive that the light is reflective of the fact that it's on the charger. Not that light just may be an ambient light. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try and drain some power out of the Quest really quick. It does seem to be reacting somewhat, because it seems like when I pull it off, it does change colors. Does not come off and on as easily as I would like to. I mean, this thing, you just set it down and it lands so nicely when you put this on here. This thing, it gets easier as you do it more, but there's still a lot of parts moving around. And the part that really worries me, this is hard plastic. Are you gonna be beating up your lenses over time, trying to find your way in and out of this and hitting the edges of those lenses? Maybe. I can't say yet at this point for sure, but it kind of seems like that. I've hopefully drained enough power to get this thing to respond with something different. So now the Quest is showing up as white. The dock is still bluish.
Turned all red there for a second.
It does turn red there for a moment when you're messing with it. It has some sort of color responsiveness, but I feel like what they did was they made too many colors in it to where it's not super clear what it's doing. It seems to sense when we've put it on, when we've taken it off. And the manual is, yeah, the manual doesn't give you any help. All it says is wait till it's telling you to still watch this LED. It's not telling you if this is doing anything with it. So I don't know on that one. Think we're ready for some final thoughts here. It's $33 on Amazon. That price could change, of course, it could go up or down. Let's go over the pros. First, I think it's important to have a charging dock for any Quest 2. I think it's, or at least a charging station where you know you're always gonna plug it in every time you put it away, because the worst thing is if you go to play and it's dead, especially if you're trying to meet up with friends online, they're waiting for you, that's no good. So it's nice to always have it charged and ready. It looks cool, it has lights. That's kind of where the pros run out. It's limiting you in so many random ways that I wouldn't have expected. Like the anchor dock, I've got all these mods on here and I have no problem using it. The only thing the anchor dock stops me from doing is putting silicone grips or like VR cover grips on the controller, because this part has to sit in there. With this, I might be able to do that, but it has to be something that doesn't have a wrist grabbing, a hand grabbing index style thing, because with that on there, you're not gonna be able to get it in. Even if it was a much thinner one, you're still not gonna have an easy time getting that in there. So you're limited there. You can't have headphones constantly plugged in because they'll get in the way of getting on the dock. You can't have a light guard around your nose, or at least you need to have one that splits all the way down the middle, which most of them don't. Most of them that come on them only split part way. It's limiting you in just so many ways that I feel like if you got this, you're gonna end up having to retune your entire Quest 2 setup to this thing. It's only gonna work really well if you have a stock Quest 2 and you're gonna keep it that way, which most people are not gonna do that. So there won't be a link in the description. I just can't find any reason to recommend this thing. At the price, it just seems like you're limiting yourself and you're risking, this is gonna constantly be, when you try and put in, you're constantly gonna be hitting your lenses with that. That's not good for them. I just don't see it. If you own one and you think differently, I'd love to know. I know lots of people have these. I've seen them on Reddit and stuff being used. So if you have one and you think, oh no, those are all problems that actually aren't a thing, I really like mine, I would love to know in the comments. I'd love to know why, because I just feel like this thing is kind of a waste of space. Yeah, I guess I don't really have anything else to say about it. So let me know what you think. Thanks for being here with me today. I hope this video brightened your day at least a little bit, and I will see you in another reality.